welcome everyone. It's a real pleasure to have you here with us today. And, you still have time to actually invite folks to this training this morning. It's a very, very important training. What we want to cover here today is the magnetic attraction. And same time, we're going to cover some of the tools that you have available in your God Backup toolbox. Now, before we begin, I wanted to recognize today Memorial Day for the USA. We want to recognize the generation before us that went to the battle, that went to fight for our freedom. And I just want to take a moment to recognize that, because often we tend to take things for granted as the years go by. And I think that's important that we remember that. And thank you for your service and what you have done that we are benefiting from today. So first of all, before we begin, folks, I just wanted to, again, recognize all the folks that are here from different parts of the world. Esther from Ghana, welcome. And we have Lou from North Carolina, USA. We have here Andrew, welcome, welcome. We have Linda from Bruce Spartanburg, South Carolina. Sorry, I'll try to pronounce it as best as I can. Let's see here. We have Naeed from Bangladesh. Awesome, welcome, well done. Thank you for being with us here. We have we have Anam from Jamaica. Oh, Jamaica. Tell me, that's just one of your favorite place, right?
I know.
Let's see here. Let's see. We have Ahmed from India. We have Milado from Florida. Awesome. Welcome. Tammy, actually, we're in Daytona Beach for another week, and then we're going back to our home in Ontario, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We have here Max Stevens from Idaho, USA. We have, let's see, I think I've mentioned my Esther, Nina from Chicago. Awesome. We're neighbors, actually. Welcome. How are you? I think Mark already mentioned. Lupe, welcome from San Antonio. And let's see, we have Ahmed. Welcome. Johnny, welcome. Veronique from Wisconsin. Awesome, welcome. We have shamlink@gmail.com from Ghana. Welcome, great to have you with us. We have Deborah from Sweden. Oh, that is so cool. We have Falera, awesome, from Belgium. Awesome, always a pleasure to have you here. We've known each other for quite a while now. Let's see here. Windsor from Quebec. Well done. Welcome from showing up. We have Kim. We have Ronald from Mississippi. We have G. Brown from Florida, Sarasota, Florida. Beautiful. We have Dave from California. We have Randy. Hey, Randy, how are you, buddy? From New Orleans, Louisiana, USA. We have Barbara from Orlando, Florida. Let's see, Dr. KOA from London. I know you're going to Ghana, I think on Friday. Same day we're departing for Toronto, Canada. This is so awesome. Thank you for being here. We have Obina here from Ghana. We have Roland from Ghana. Did I miss anybody? We have Raymond from Philadelphia. We have, I mentioned Obina already. Awesome. Okay. Well, welcome, folks. And again, as you're signing in, always mention where you're from. It is so cool for everybody to see where everybody is dialing in from. Now, today is a very important training, so we're going to be covering this in steps. And another thing I'd like to mention as a protocol is if you have any questions, sometime in the chat, it gets buried with other chats that are kind of overlapping, and it's not always easy to see everything that people post. There is a button underneath that has a Q&A or question, which is, I think, pretty obvious. Many of you have done this in the past. If you have any questions, post them in there. As Tammy and I are rotating and speaking, I can pay attention to some of those questions. We can address them in real time. Okay, so we're not kind of bringing people to the platform. The reason why is just going to be sometimes there's connection issues, dealing with different parts of the world and the Wi-Fi, the bandwidth. It causes problems. So that way, if you post your question into the Q&A section, we'll address them and either verbally or we'll type it in. So Tammy, I'm going to turn this over to you so we can begin. Go ahead.
Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. Hope you're having an awesome day so far. We're excited about this training because it's all about attracting people into our business. And I think that's probably the biggest question that most people have as we're mentoring. And I know there's a lot of great leaders on this platform. You know exactly what we're talking about when you're working with your team members. is, you know, people get discouraged. They get discouraged when you know, they don't get the results that they want in their business. So these trainings are so important for people to grow. And people have to understand they need to be patient in the process. I mean, you're not going to be a superstar in one conversation. It takes many conversations to build relationships. And that's the type of business that we're in. Network marketing is a relationship business platform. And so we're going to share as much as we can. Like Chris said yesterday, when we were talking about our opportunity, talking about the training today, everything is based on that we're going to train is based on a lot on our own experiences. And I know there's a lot of great leaders in this session today. And thank you for being here, because your contribution matters to the people. So please share stuff, because there's something that you might say in the chat that is an aha moment for somebody that will trigger them to run. And I know that I've been in many classes over the years, many courses. Chris and I have spent, oh my gosh, tens of thousands of dollars in trainings to learn how to do this business. And I just want to say thank you for showing up, because that's what it takes. Showing up, learning, but not just showing up and learning. Once you get the content, go apply it. It's all in the practice. I'm telling you, it's all in the practice. You get better and better and better, more confident, because I wasn't like this 28 years ago. I was super shy, believe it or not. I was that type of person that would show up and I would hide in the back corner. But today, everything has changed because I learned and applied over time. So any of you that are introverts, you can do it. You can do this business. And we're going to show you different ways of doing it too, because there's not just one way of building a business. There's many ways, and social media is got to be the fastest way of doing it today. And I'm still learning. I'm still growing. And so is Chris. And so are all the leaders that are in this platform. So
Hey,
let's
Tammy, I'd
get
like
started,
to.
Chris. Oh, do
Yeah,
you
sure,
want to?
absolutely.
Yeah.
You can see the screen, right?
Yeah. I want you to
Okay.
move this slide
Yeah,
because
yeah, no,
you're
absolutely. Just before we begin here, I just wanted to address a question from Nina. What is the benefit of bringing 100 personal in 30 days? Here's the thing. The fact here is, in our business, it is a numbers game. And because you speak to 100 people, by all means, that does not mean that 100 people will want to do the business, right? It'll be like maybe 10% will actually try it, get involved. Maybe 1% will actually get involved. And that's reality. So the fact here is, when we talk about bringing 100 personally in 30 days, the bottom line here is that we want to encourage activities. So in your team, if you have, let's say, 10 people on your team, or maybe you have 20 people on your team, or 30 people, or 100 or more, imagine if some of them are aiming to get 130 days. Now, that's a big number. I get that. But some of you, trust me, can do that quite easily. And some of you could be a struggle just to bring one. And I get that. But when you start doing the numbers and you start looking at 10, 20, 30, 40 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, right? And some are going to do a lot. Some are going to do, over time, what's going on is just, it creates momentum within an organization. So that's really the underlying reasoning behind it. And the fact is, the more people you talk to, the more chances that you'll have that someone will have an interest to follow through. And the more skills you develop, as we're going to be sharing with you here today, the less numbers you will need to get results. In other words, you can speak to less people to have conversion, where some of you that have less experience, you may have to speak to more people to have some conversion. So just wanted to address that. So back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and change the slide. All right, so it's all about attracting, right? So that's the key is how do we attract people into the business? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Like we said, there's so many ways of doing it. And it's all about having that magnetic personality. Even if you don't have it right now, that is a goal, is to attract people to want to get to know you, attract people that are going to like you. And the best way to do it is have conversations about other people, but about them rather than yourself, right? So to get to know other people, because the most important subject in most people is themselves. So when you start talking about them, about their needs and their desires, and it might start out in a conversation if it's a total stranger, whether you're messaging somebody online or making that connection. The key is to okay, Chris, I noticed that your PowerPoint is off. Yeah, I sent Chris another version and I'm seeing that his is totally off. So that's the key, you guys, is to be that magnetic energy that everybody wants to be around. If you ever go to an event, I know every single one of you have been to the event. And if you look around the room, and these are things that I learned at the very beginning when I was networking, because back then social media wasn't a big deal. But you go to an event and you look around, you know who's the most popular person in that room because everybody's around them. They're
Yeah,
like a
there's a
magnet.
yeah, there's a comment that Dr. Kiwi posted here is get to know people, ask them questions.
Always.
This is absolutely key, right?
Always.
Sometimes we're nervous, we're new at this, and we want them to do the business, and we get right to it. And at the end of the day, it's just simply ask questions, common sense questions based on their ecosystem. If you know them, well, there's some questions that are going to be common sense question to initiate a conversation, or if it's someone you're meeting, right? The questions are often could be based on the current environment that you're seeing. It could be the weather, it could be whatever. If you're at the grocery store, whatever the situation may be, is to ask a simple question for them to answer. And if you realize that, if you feel that they're not responding and you feel that they're trying to brush you off, they don't want to talk, then here's your answer. You don't have to force it, right? So it's a very good way to initiate a conversation. Simple questions, and just kind of make a connection with a person. And if the person interacts and they turn around and bring up another point, and then the conversation starts different. And then in the midst of all that, by the way, what are you using to back up your stuff? Where do you store your pictures on your phone? Right? It's just a typical thing that everybody deals with. So again, it's just an example. So back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, the key is to make things comfortable for people, because you got to ask yourself, how would you like somebody to approach you? Because you want to make it so that people are comfortable, right? And whether you're in person or, I mean, there's so many ways to attract people. Uh, you know, you could constantly go out to events, which is stuff that we did at the beginning. I know today social media is such a big thing and everybody wants to be home sitting in their comfortable chair. Trust me, we're like that too. But you do got to get out there and connect with people. Whether you're doing trade shows, festivals, get your team together. It's fun. It's fun. You're creating culture. You're creating community of a lot of people capturing leads. Because look at the booth there, for example, that is attractive. And Joel, Chris, and Joel happened to be in Toronto at that time. And Ivan and his wife, Eva, and his team, they did a big show in Toronto. And we showed up just to say hi. And of course, we had to take pictures of the booth. And you guys all saw it on the Facebook page. That was an attraction. You want to talk about being attractive? That's an attraction right there, right? And people are curious by nature. So they walk up to the booth. They were capturing tons of leads, you guys, tons of leads by doing a trade show. We're going back to Toronto. We're doing we have a few shows lined up with some of the team members there. It's going to be a lot of fun and everybody's going to get contacts.
I
In
totally
person,
agree.
when you're meeting people in person, go to barbecues, have barbecues, invite people over. Don't shove a business down people's throat. Okay, don't shove a business down people's throat. Always know that when people like you, they're going to listen to you. So have normal conversations that will lead into something.
Now, I just wanted to address the question in French. So just pardon me, I'm going to be shifting in French just for a few seconds here. Ahmed, vous avez une question en ce qui s'agit de l'intérêt de cette réunion. C'est une formation pour aider les gens à comprendre les étapes pour bâtir une organisation avec God Backup. C'est tout simple que ça. OK? Fait que là, je vais retourner en anglais. Okay, folks, apologize for that. Just wanted to address the question was in French and just kind of pay the respect in French. So the point here, folks, that's very important is don't feel that you have to put your gut back up at hat and then and start kind of pushing the business down people's throat. And that's is really, and this is often what's happening. And then people come in with this negative stigma about what you're trying to make money out of me. And this is all beginner stuff. Okay. And the untrained associate will get intimidated by that. The reality is, if you pay attention to some of the comments that Dr. KOA has posted here, there are brilliant ideas, and I'm sure many of you will come up with others. There are many ideas that you can take advantage of and apply it. At the end of the day, it's a human to a human having conversation. It's not about the bottom line and trying to make the sale. Now, you can, it's totally fine. And maybe that works for you. The general public, folks, what's really important is to focus on becoming attractive and make sure that it's not about you, it's about them. Focus it about them, what matters to them. So be careful where you may have an agenda, which we all do, and that's totally normal, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's the way you channel the information so people can be receptive to what you have. And trade show folks are phenomenal. I know that today trade shows are quite expensive. Everything's expensive. I get it. Choose your battle. What I mean by that is don't go into something that's above your head. If it's above your head, well, make sure there's a group of you. You see, there's a lot of people there. You can see on the trade show festival that were sharing the cost of operation. So ended up maybe becoming $100 for the whole weekend instead of $1,500 plus tax and service and whatever, right? So these are things that you can do as a community with a team. And that's what Temi meant is we have some teams in Toronto that have organized certain things. I'm really proud of them. And we're going to join them. We're going to pay our portion. And that's how this works, folks, right? It's all about everybody pays their piece of the pie. And then from there, you go to work. And what's really awesome with God Backup is we have these awesome QR codes or links that you can convert to a QR code. You can put it into a little necklace thing around your neck that people can just scan, and then you just put their email, their name and email, boom, and then they start receiving it. So every time you talk to someone, instead of getting a name and a piece of paper that you need to sort later on and send an email a week later, which they forgot your name, well, it's instant in real time. And that's what I love about the God Backup system. Every time you meet someone, it's in real time. And that's what Ivan did. There's a lot of tools that you just can scan. It takes you right to your link and you put the information. And the more you do this, the more people you will have that are going to be evaluating your opportunity. Back to you, Tammy.
Absolutely. So you can go to the next slide, Chris.
Yep.
And of course, there's social media. For those of you who want to spend all your time on social media, I highly recommend to do a variety of different things. So you get different experiences to learn and grow in each market. So you can see, I found a picture on Canva. I use Canva, by the way, canva.com to do a lot of my PowerPoints yeah, it's a great platform. So you'll see some pictures that I've done later on in the presentation. So you can post stuff, you can create your own, or you can use other people's stuff to do posts. But there is so many ways of connecting with people. I don't know anybody. It's just not an excuse, right? It means I don't want to talk to anybody, bottom line. So, I mean, there's people everywhere. So you can choose a platform. I think that's what's really important. I remember when I first got started on the social media platform, all these trainers do this, do that, and then it becomes overwhelming. I don't know if you guys had that experience. I did, especially early pandemic time. And I said, Tammy, just focus on one platform. Get good at one platform, and then you can start sharing and doing what you're doing. And now we're doing many platforms. But when you're new, you got to start small and grow and understand the platform. What is the nature of these platforms? I'll use Facebook as an example because most people are on Facebook. Facebook is a relationship platform. You can also do pages and create ads, which we'll talk about. But you know, it's all about relationship building. So when you're doing posts, what's really important is people want to get to know you on Facebook. Okay. So post things that you're interested in. Anybody who goes and checks Chris and I out on our personal page, there's a Chris and Tammy, but on our personal, I tend to do stuff that are just building relationship. I want to connect with people who, are basically like me, entrepreneurial. I talk about being an entrepreneur, time freedom. I talk about workouts because it's something we do every day. Walking on the beach, our dream life, we're living our dream life. And that's because we've worked hard in the networking profession to build that. And 11 years ago, we bought our second home in Daytona Beach, Florida. Some of you know the story, some of you don't. And that's because we built that dream. And now we live it. And so we like to talk about that. We like to talk about, getting out of your comfort zone, doing things that average people are not doing, and attracting people that way. Because I get lots of people that will connect back to me and go, oh my gosh, you live in Florida for 5 months. How are you doing that? And stuff like that. I get people contacting me, okay, based on hobbies, interests, stuff like that. And that's what you want to do. You want people to attract, be attracted to you. Quotes that you put out, important stuff. How many times have you put out a quote and somebody needed to hear that day? It was a message that they felt like it was directed at them. Even nice videos with inspiration. People love inspiration. People love funny too, you guys. I did the stupidest thing on TikTok when I was first doing it. Chris's mom sent something really, really dumb. I sent it out and I got 5 million views.
No, it was funny.
Insane,
It was funny.
insane, insane. But ignorant, not knowing the platform, I didn't really leverage from that. So
Yeah,
you
she
got to
didn't cash in on
learn.
all these
You got
people.
to
Mhm.
learn as you grow, right? This is all part of it. Ask questions. If you want people to be attracted to you, you got to know them. Ask questions. The people who respond to these questions are your tribe, you guys. These are the ones that are following you. Okay. So, and you want to connect with them. Okay. This is all magnetic attraction. You want people to get back to you but you have to direct them in what to do, private message you, put a comment, say yes in the comment, or, whatever it is. What's your favorite vacation? Whatever it is, you guys, and then just start connecting with those people. And that's how you move them to conversation, which takes them off the platform. I do it all the time. You take them off the platform, you end up in a Zoom session, you find out what they do for a living. And next thing it can happen quite fast, and it could take even more time to build a relationship. But you're adding these people to your list, you guys. And it's all about list building. Build your list, add reels, get uncomfortable. I remember the first time I did a reel, I felt like such an idiot. It's weird to talk on a screen. We're so used to talking people in public, and then you have to get on a screen to do it. You know what? Practice. Take Fridays. Like for me, I would take Friday mornings and I would just do a bunch of reels. Now I go back and look at them and I go, oh my gosh, I got content. Right? But you got to practice. Get out of your comfort zone. Okay? When you get uncomfortable, that's when magic happens. We're spending a lot of time on this slide because it's important. If you want to do social media, there's things that you need to be regularly doing. Okay? And
I agree.
connect and give comments. Fraser Brooks always says it, before you do a post, go in different groups that you're part of. If you're not part of any groups, join 5 different groups of interest to you. 5 different groups. For example, Chris and I have a Tesla. We're in a Tesla group. We, empowering women group, business women group, or whatever it is. Join groups of interest. I'm in lots of fitness, by the way. 50 plus fitness stuff, and bring value into the comment in these groups and bring value to the people. Because you know what happens? When they see you enough times, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go search you. And when they find you, they're going to start seeing the things that you're posting, and then they'll request
One thing, Tammy, I'd
friend
like to
request.
add to mention when it comes to being attractive with social media, Tammy and I use a tool called NowSite. And if you're interested in trying this, I think they have a week that you can try it for free.
Yeah.
I can give you guys a link to check it out. But the reason why I really like it is give you an example. If let's say I take a selfie and I happen to be in Daytona Beach doing a walk, I upload my picture there. It's going to create a little blurb ready to be posted with some hashtag that I can certainly add, and I post it. And it's really, really highly professional. Or it's going to take, let's say you see a really nice image online that you really like. It's going to look at the image and create a post related to you. And based on your business style and everything else, it's gonna create a tailored post that matches your style. And you can set you want to educate, or you want to inspire, or you want to you want to be serious, whatever the thing may be. Or let's say you do a video, right? And you just describe what the video is about and what you want to tell on that video. And it's going to turn around and create a beautiful post for you. And then it's going to give you a suggestion, post it on Facebook, post it on TikTok, post it on Instagram, post it on LinkedIn. And it's super professional. And all you do is cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste. And that has made me 10 times more attractive instead of putting a liner. Or, for example, let's say you want to comment in someone's post. Instead of just putting a like, which is typical, what if you start commenting on something of their interest? So you take their comment, you post it into that software, which is all online. It's going to give you a suggested post to respond to it, which 90% of 95, 98% of the time, it's perfectly, very accurate. Cut and paste it, boom, you put it there. And it simplifies the steps where you don't really have to think much. Now, I know you're saying, well, does not take away the human component. Well, you can choose to change the text, and you can even use paraphrasing. There's another tool that you can rephrase things in a different way that makes it more human. And sometimes it's really accurate. And it asks you to define all of who you are, the personality you are, what you do, and it's going to create all of that around that. So it's very, very, very powerful. And I can see here, Milado have been using NowSite for 2 years. It is a game changer, right? So it's a very, very powerful tool. So these are things that I recommend you familiarize yourself with, because the AI, as much as some folks may fear it, at the end of the day, folks, it gives you an extra edge, to give you an upper edge that most people won't have, that will make you look a whole lot better doing your social media posts. So it just food for thought. Back to you, Tammy.
I'm just writing in the text here as Chris is talking, but write that down, you guys. Become likable and trustworthy. That's the goal, right? To start building out relationships. That's the goal. Because if people like you, they're going to listen to you always. So you got to build the relationship first. Okay. You can talk about business. It might not be in that conversation. Maybe you just totally connect to something, and you happen to have an article that you think that would be valuable to them based on the conversation that you have. And just say, hey, I'd love to send you this article. And if you're open to it, and I think you can get some great value out of it. It could be about health. It could be about anything, right? So that's the goal, is to get that attraction that way. And be sincere, you guys. Honestly, if you're going to connect with people, you got to really want to get to know them. Don't be fake. People know fake. We see fake all the time on social media. Okay, so and I think people have their guards up a lot because of that. There's so many fake accounts. I can spot fake accounts so easily. And so anyways, yeah, when you're on social media enough, you learn things, and you can just look at their platform and you'll have an idea. Okay, and if you're looking to add people as connections, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it is, look at their profile. Okay, find something that you love. about their profile. Be authentic, you guys. Find something that you truly love about it. And then once you see that, then you can request a friendship, but don't stop there. That's when you send something in a messenger. I'm going to use Facebook as an example. In a message, I'm going to send them a voice message saying, oh my gosh, I'll use Erica as an example because I use it a lot. That's how I met one of my friends who is a business partner of mine. I met her on Facebook, total cold market, lives about an hour from me. Don't know her at all. I saw a beautiful picture of her and her husband and their twin boys. And I just messaged her and I said, oh my gosh, I love this picture. I know you don't know me. I just wanted to say that you have a beautiful family. And she guess what she did? She responded back and I said, hey, let's hop on a Zoom together because she added me as a friend. I sent this. Thank you for the ad. We end up getting on a Zoom session. And from that Zoom session, we got to know each other and we had so many things in common. It was phenomenal. It's like we became best of friends overnight. I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but we had so many things in common. And from a total stranger to that, it takes time to do this stuff, you guys, because that's one at a time. I mean, lead capture system is a whole new ball game, which we're going to talk about as well. But it's to get comfortable doing some things that are going to attract people to you. That's what this session is all about. And we want to use different angles of on different ways people are building their business, right? So be unique, stand out. So I created this on Canva, you guys, and this one gets a lot of attention, believe it or not. You know, people like the water, people like serenity. All right, thanks for the ad. And then I start connecting with them. All right. So do things like that when you're connecting with people. Don't just send a friend request. Everybody does that. Be unique. Stand out.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to mention, um, I, I'm not kidding, thousands of friend requests that I have, and I know that a lot of them are trying to poach within my circle, and that's the reason often I just don't respond to them. But if you happen to be friending someone, take the time to send them a message. Hey, my name is so and so. I just friend you because I saw some of the posts you do, and I find what you share is really interesting, and I'd like for us to connect or get to know each other. Or just be careful because there's a lot of things that goes on with little girls trying to hit on your older man. It's very annoying. But at the end of the day, what's happening here is if you're genuine and honest, right? And you just kind of make a genuine connection with the person, and you, like Tammy, talk about the compliment, you'll find that people will add you without even thinking twice about it. And who knows how this would go, right? And also be mindful of poaching, right? Other people in different teams because you try to sell them something else. So these are things that you do have to be mindful of. But at the end of the day, it's just to be honest and to do things with integrity and share a genuine interest in wanting to do business with them. And here's what you have to offer. Maybe don't start with that when you make the connection. Just share, like I said, something that can create a reason as to why you want to be friends. So this really, really helps because I know that folks that have sent me a private message that wanted to friend with me, now I say, oh, okay. They happen to be part of this company. We do business together and they just want to learn more from me. Sure. Okay, perfect. Let's do that. Right. So this is just a recommendation I thought of mentioning. Back to you.
All right. So the next slide. Okay, now we're going to go into some different types of advertising. Esther did a phenomenal job last week. And if you haven't listened to it, go back. Maybe Chris, you could share the recording in the platform here of last week's session. It's on YouTube. But don't miss the sessions, you guys. If you can't get to a live for whatever reason, try to get to as many lives as you can. But if you can't, find the time throughout the week to catch trainings. Chris and I have been learning, and we still learn for years and years and years and years. Okay, so this is how you grow. Social media wasn't a thing that we were comfortable with at the very, very beginning. Now we're more comfortable. We have a Chris and Tammy platform, which is I mean, that's consistent stuff that's going on through Chris and Tammy. We have our own personal stuff. So we're kind of attracting people at different angles to build relationships. Advertising. Maybe Chris, you can talk about Facebook advertising, because I know that you're doing a lot of advertising,
Yeah,
and
I
it's a
did.
new territory for me.
Yeah, absolutely. What I like, and I do recommend for you to consider if you're going to start, is create a page that could be relevant to your business and start posting content into that page that are relevant to your business, mixed with a little bit of personal, a little bit of content of the business, and maybe whatever you feel is appropriate for you. And once you created your page, then post, for example, a video of you talking about Blitzy got backup, maybe as a reel, or it could be anything at all, right? It could be like a post that you're doing, like what I was showing you earlier, where I'm using the now site to create a post, blah, blah, blah. I did a little video, I posted. Now you can click boost. And when you click boost, it's going to, excuse me, it's going to ask you a few questions for you to answer. That is just common sense things. And once you go ahead and submit, then your ad is starting to run. And then what's going to happen is Facebook is going to be funneling people towards your ad. And the more people are interested in what you have to say, the less expensive the ad becomes. It could be a couple pennies, it could be a couple dollars, it could be, it really depends every time someone clicks. Usually a good ad, I like to keep it around 15 cents, right? If you do a traffic ad, 11 cents, 10 cents per click, right? So that way, what's happening is it people, and if they like what they see, it's a little minute video that you had in your post. And then from there, you send them to the option that you select when you post, just select Facebook Messenger to connect to you through Facebook Messenger if using the Facebook ad. It's much better than in sending them to a website or your affiliate link, because I find that you lose people along the way. But if you send them directly to a Facebook message, right away you get a notification of an interest, and then you can respond to. And now that you have their connection, that you can continue the conversation, right? So that's what I find has worked best for me. Traffic ads are less expensive than an ad that points to a website. Okay. Or if it's an ad, traffic ad that points to a Facebook Messenger, I find that's the most cost effective. Okay. So these are just things that you may want to consider. If money is tight at the moment, then make sure that let's do this organically, right? So I would suggest to do that same post on TikTok, right? On Instagram, right? And then use that blurb as to your post, the content that you want with the video. And in the portion where you're having your post, you can put maybe a website. And I know with TikTok, you need to have at least 1,000 likes, like 1,000 people that like you for you to start having a live link that you can utilize. But it doesn't mean that you can't have the link in your text. They can't click on it, but they can see it. So if you're going to put a link, put something very short and easy for people to remember so they can just type it in. Again, it's just food for thought. And I know that Got Backup have some ad copy advertisement that you can use, you can take advantage of. Maybe Tammy, you want to go back and touch on
Yeah, I
this. Back to
wanted to
you.
share that because there's so much in your back office that I think a lot of people don't even know what they actually paid for. It's not just about data storage, you guys. It's phenomenal what they have available for us. Because if you go to the sidebar on the left under Got Backup, and you're going to see here,
Let's see if I
there's
can
some
show
ad
people.
copy. Yeah, maybe you could show people, because
Yeah,
I
let's
think a visual
see.
is really, really good.
Let's see what I got here. Um, yeah, hold on. Let me just bring in. Hello. Okay.
And while Chris is going to do that, I am going to send you another link, because I was checking out some of the recorded videos on the recorded webinars on the boards. And I think a lot of people haven't even looked at this one particular training, which is phenomenal. And it's Joel. Joel's talking about email marketing and the system that we have in place. So I just put it in the chat.
Okay, Tammy, where do you want me to go?
Okay, so go to got backup on the top. Let me see. The
So
top
just direct me where you want me to go.
then yeah, just below. Oh, digital tools, yeah. Got backup.
Uh,
Got backup. There we go.
Okay,
Chris,
so use this tool,
nope,
reseller tool.
got backup.
Tammy, I'm not following you.
Go to got backup.
I'm in got backup.
I know, but digital tools, click on the got backup. Do you want me to do it?
Well, I'm not sure what you're asking me to do. So, okay.
No,
So,
not use a tool.
okay. So I
So you
think
can tell
now,
Chris doesn't use it. There we go.
no, I do use it. I
Go
just have to understand what you want me to do. Okay. Folks, as couples, sometimes we
There
argue.
we go. There we
Okay.
go. He's got it. Okay, so that's what I wanted him to do. All right, so go to the top. All right, so you can see promo links. You can see ad advertising, ad copy.
Yeah.
Click on that, Chris.
There we go.
Okay, I don't know if any of you have gone through any of these. They have to be updated because some of them are, talking about the past. At the beginning of Got Backup, you can see that your links are there, but you can copy whatever one that you like. You can create your own, but you get an idea of how to do it through these messages. Okay, so you can use these and leverage it. You've got the if somebody's pre-enrolled, there's a pre-enroll ad copy that you can create by leveraging that to connect to the people who have pre-enrolled. But go to the social media banners, Chris. That I love. You don't have to create. If you want to create, great. If you like to create things, it's phenomenal. And I highly recommend to share it. Always share it with people. It always comes back tenfold. What you put out in life always comes back in life. And so you can share it through the Facebook groups and stuff, but these are the ones that Got Backup has created. And you can use these on if you create a Facebook page. Like I have one now called Got Backup Pro because I bought the domain name Got Backup Pro. And so advertising in there is stuff that I'm starting to do. Okay, so using these posts, and you can do the video memes, they're great. You want to capture people's attention, great way of capturing people's attention. There's some stuff already created. You can use them to start, and you might want to get creative yourself if you're a person that likes to do that.
Yeah,
All
I've
right.
tried some of those. I definitely got some attention for sure. Just be
Yeah,
mindful of what you use, right? Some people might be a bit more sensitive. This young little guy is absolutely crazy, but right, some people may react to it. But again,
I
that's
like this
just
one.
that
I
was a
really like this
basketball
one.
game, and they just can overlap the God backup, and
Yeah.
then when they promote the God backup, everybody's going crazy, right? So just again, it's just things that if you're to get people to react, to turn their heads, and to click, right, and then to send you what is this all about? That's really what you're looking for. So back to you, Tammy. You want me to go back to presentation?
Yeah. Yeah. So now you got an idea of what's available for you to use. Okay. And you definitely want to be promoting
Oops.
presentations.
Yeah.
This
Well,
business is all about promoting. Okay. Once people are open, they like you, they're willing to listen to you, you get to know them, what their interests are, and they're open, then that's when you start sending people stuff. Okay. Or you continue with your posts and you'll find in the information, and invite. We need to be professional inviters. The most successful networkers are the ones that are doing this stuff all the time. Okay. They're leading by example, always inviting. Chris and I started doing the email marketing system. Honestly, we bought the first emails because we never done it before. We wanted to learn how to do it. And now we're constantly creating broadcasts. And we have lots of stuff lined up, which Chris can show you as well. So you have a good visual, but we're always promoting. We're always promoting. And our goal when we're out in public is obviously make connections, build relationships, because we've been in it for a long time, and we've got ways, you have a style, right? You kind of read people's body language, and you move them towards a conversation easily, because you can, because you're getting really good at it. And then you get them open to looking at something, you send them the link. And if they're ready to get going, you just send them to your gotbackup.com
Absolutely.
slash
So
or your ID number, sorry, your username .gotbackup.com.
So
And
at
they
the
can
end of the
just
day,
go right in
folks,
and
and,
sign
and you
up.
can always go back to these recordings. And
Yeah,
if, let's say, we're sharing information a little quick, you're not sure what we're talking about, just pause it and just go ahead and go to your back office and try a few things and come back and listen to it again. And then it will make some sense. But at the end of the day, folks, just what's really important is you want to funnel people to look at information. That's
exactly.
what's important. The Wednesday presentation, every single one of you should always have people lined up to listen to that one. Joel is straightforward. He's clean. He shares. He's honest about what's going on, and he shares everything. And on on Friday afternoon, we do more of a standard, like Joel, what he does is a live kind of information to share the opportunity and everything else. And it gives you some insights that only he knows because he's behind the scene understanding and setting everything up. We are simply doing a standard presentation that is exactly the same protocol that goes through where God backup is from, the security, how secure it is, and then we follow through with the core products. We talk a little bit of the VIP so people are aware that it's there, and then we finish with the compensation plan, and then we share at the end some of the recognition that we like to recognize some of the folks that are doing well throughout that week, right? And that's the same protocol that we do every Friday. That's something that is always recorded, as this one is. If you go to the YouTube channel of God Backup, all the live sessions are there. You can take that link and share with anybody if you feel you can relate to that particular topic. So that's the thing, folks, is you want to funnel people to these two. And I know that we have presentation in French. Noel does on
Mhm.
Sunday. I know Dr. Asare, KOA, by, also does. And I know Anionam from Ghana does also some presentations and trainings. And I know we have Sylvia and Walter from Italy. Well, Sylvia happens to be in Canada right now, but they're Italian. They do presentation in Italian. We have Spanish presentation that are taking place, and I'm not aware of everything that's going on because I'm not the company, right? I'm an associate like you. I'm just aware of what's going on. We try to put everything on the board that's available for you, but that's the thing is you don't want to sit back and just expect people are going to do things on their own. You want, especially at the beginning, you want to direct people. You want to point. You go here, you go there, you click here, you do this, you do that. And the more you do this, the more people will be in front of the information. The more they're in front of information, the more your team will grow. The more your team will grow, the more money you will make. And that's how the network marketing culture is developed and the momentum gets starting to grow. So back to you, Tammy. I'm on the next slide.
All right. And I put this up here because I know people have the VIP platform, some don't. I love it. And again, it was all like I didn't know what I was doing with any of this stuff until I started playing around with it. You can do ad copies here too. These are more advanced stuff. That's why you pay for this stuff. And video Uber, vid Uber is what's it called? Vid Uber,
Yeah, do you
Chris?
want, let
Yeah,
me
where
show it
you,
live. Let
show
me
a
show it
live one.
live. My
Yeah.
fingers are sticky. It's
I
hot in the
put some
house.
screenshots
Hold on.
so you can see this, because some of
Yeah.
you might go on. So what is the benefit? Why do I even want to pay for the VIP? We want to share a little bit about the benefits.
So here's what Tammy was
So
talking about is the
yeah,
video streaming. Okay.
that's it.
Here's an example of what we do here is, for
Mhm.
example, we were on the beach this past week and we did some in video inviting them to the Friday presentation.
Mhm.
It's right over here. And what's really cool is once the video is uploaded, right, I take a little snapshot of that. Some of you have seen it on TikTok, right? I posted it right there. And then you can turn around and you can access, this is a link that people can click on to view it through streaming online. This one over here, if you put this one with the MP4, what's going to happen is it's going to download the MP4 on their device and then watch it, right? So just be mindful of what you're trying to do. If someone wants to access the video, they can save it on their pictures, on their phone, or they can save it on their desktop. If they save, right click and save as, you can save it into your download. right? So the fact here, you can share it within your social media also. So it's a very, very powerful tool. And if I go back, let's see, what else did we do? Another one that we did recently. I think that's this Saturday. That's the one for this morning right now. And we're talking about the training that we're doing today, right? 7 people viewed it. And again, what I did is I shared this one. Okay. So this is the link that you will share. You can embed it into the email. So if I go back to my email marketing, if you don't mind, Tammy, I'm just going to show people quickly. If I go to my lead capture, okay, and I click on messaging on broadcast, this is where everything happens to be sitting in. And that's the one over here. Okay. So I sent it to 274 people, 51 people opened it, and 5 people clicked. So just to show for you to see the content here, and I'll come back to your training in a moment. So my co-op leads are receiving it. My reseller, these are people that are existing in that are actually associates with me and my team, right? So I want them to participate to these trainings and my pre-enrollee. So everybody gets it in this case. And that's the message right over here. And when you click on this is the image I was just telling you that the cut and paste that I did, I brought it over here. And all you do is you click on the image here and you can upload, you can choose, you can drag it in here or whatever the situation may be for you. And then I select a link, right? So the link, it's going to be right now, it's got back up, go ahead, it converts the link, but just give you an example. I think I didn't save it. So if when you cut and paste the link on video, the VTuber earlier, this is where you paste it right over here. Okay. And once it's pasted and you click OK, then people can actually view it. So if I go back and now that I saved it, okay, so it goes back to all my emails. And then from there, just bear with me until it comes back. Here we go. Okay, it's right over here. It's ready to be sent. I'm not going to send it again. That would be if I click the plus. If I want to view it, I can click the little eye here over here. Okay, I click on that just to make sure that it is exactly what I'm looking for. And I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to open to a new tab just to make sure the video works. And here it is. The video is working.
Hey, everybody. Chris and I just wanted to.
Okay, so it's as simple as that. Okay. And
So
I
the best
always
way
make
to
sure
get to know people is to do short videos on invitations, different things. People click. They like to click.
yes. And I always make
Yes.
sure that my links work. That's
Yes.
really, really important. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah. So if you are part of the VIP program, start leveraging the tools and you'll get better results. So we notice when we put videos, we get more results. And it even depends on where we do the videos as well. So we're starting to leverage that a whole lot more. And as we said, we've been with Got Back Up for a year. This is all new stuff for us, but we're learning just like everybody else. And if we can share things that can help people, understand the tools, then great. So if you're not VIP yet and you do want to be VIP, you definitely want to look into this.
Yeah.
You can just go to support.
Just the video
Got Back
uploaded,
Up
a
and let them
VTuber
know.
it had its waiting goal. This alone is just amazing because most of us we don't have anywhere to other than YouTube. And that's awesome with YouTube. But YouTube, you understand that you at the mercy of YouTube's policies and procedures. And
Commercials.
sometimes there might be some content they don't like, or they might be they're going to start promoting ads. You know what happens, right? Or they're going to start once they saw your video, then they're going to suggest other videos that can actually be competitors of yours. So because it tries to find things that matches what you're doing, where here it's completely isolated. Right. It's a link that points to your video and it also keeps tracks of how many times people clicked on it. So I absolutely love this. Now I'd like to answer the question here. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Milado, you posted a question and a comment. I see it here. Can you insert thumbnails on these? Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
In fact, you can. In fact, just let me show you how this is done. If I go here and I click on the pen here to edit, and oh, sorry. What am I talking about? This is I'm talking about the VIP here. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so for example, if I want to change the thumbnail video, you go here. No, it's not this one. It's the edit portion. Go back, and a little pen here. Okay. So you can actually upload if you want, right? And this is where you would put it in and then it would choose whatever thumbnail that you want. Because I agree with you. Sometimes we have our mouths open or we have a funny face and sometimes it's, I know. So then you can actually select what you want in here. Absolutely. You can change your title, which is important because that's what they will see when you click on the link. That's the title of the video name that they will see. Okay. So just thought of answering that. You're welcome. Okay. So we'll answer that. We answered this. Perfect. Okay. Now there was another comment here. When doing an ad on Facebook? This is from Jeremiah. Do you run into problems of getting your ad disapproved because it is making money? Okay. Yeah. So you have to be, let me go back to the presentation here. You have to be mindful of their laws and regulations. And when I placed an ad, I never talk about making money. I never talk about opportunity, right? What I talk about is the benefits. And it's like when you want to buy a car, right? Most people want to buy a car because of the color, because of the leather inside and all the features that are inside, right? You want to talk about as if you're selling the product itself, right? Opposed to an opportunity. They don't like opportunities because, let's face it, they don't know who you are, and we know there's a lot of people that have different game, and they're trying to take advantage of folks. And because of that, sometimes there's certain policies that could refuse your ad. So in my case, what I would do is I would talk about the benefits. And throughout the benefits, when they connect with you through Facebook Messenger, that's when you talk about, by the way, over and above that we're providing 3 times the amount of space for the same $10 a month, the company will pay you for telling others about it. Is this something that would be of interest to you? And again, I'm just using an example. It could be 1,000 different examples of how this could be approached. But this is how I never got my ads refused. But at the beginning, when I first started, I was getting really ticked off. Why I'm giving you money to put an ad and you're refusing me? Why? Well, this is why. So I usually don't talk about making money, none of this stuff. I just talk about the benefits and I talk about all of these things. The opportunity comes after once I connect with them. That's just food for thought. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah. And I should have added on that the VIP thing. I should have added the domain name because I think that is also really important when you're online. Often you see a bunch of people doing affiliate stuff and you get this super long affiliate link. It looks professional when you have your own domain name. Like I was so surprised when I went and searched for Got Backup Pro. I was surprised it wasn't even taken. So I said, oh my gosh, I got to grab that one. So, you can use your own name as well, right? If that's not taken, but it looks professional when you have your own link as well.
So, Tammy, we went a little long, so it's
Yeah,
10:58. I know we
I
have a
know.
few
So the
slides to
next
cover, so
one,
you want to go
yeah,
ahead?
the lead capture system, Chris basically went through that already.
Yeah.
So you got an idea of start creating, and every single portion of this back office, I love that there's a video for everything. Okay, so you're always learning. So take the time to do this. Non-productive, I always teach, do this on your non-productive building time. Just go in every day and learn something new about what's available.
Totally agree. And again, the videos here are very helpful also.
There.
So let's move on. So at the end of the day, magnetic attraction, folks, fishing is the prime example. Is drawing a fish require persistence in time. And this is what most people often will not will give up is they don't give it time and they're not consistent and they're not persistent in their consistency in sharing. The people that will get the fish are the people that keep coming back to that beautiful area and they keep throwing that string out. They just keep throwing the bait into the water to be able to catch the fish, right? And that's the thing. And that's the difference between the folks that succeeds and the folks that don't. The folks that don't, oh, I tried 3 times, not working, it's not for me. And that's unfortunately, folks, the majority of people. It's not hard to make money in our business. People give up too quickly. or they behave like bees. Again, I love bees. I just want to use the example is bees are always going flower to 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 flower. That's what they do. And our business is bad for you. When you constantly jump ship and always try something else because you're not grounded and you always, kind of being entertained by what others are trying to sell you into because they're doing 20 different deals. Again, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying, again, it's not the way Tammy and I work. Okay. I mean, there's some things that we do that we've been doing for 18 years. We're not going to stop doing that. But we're also evolving into a new era with digital services, and we love the benefits. We love the future. We love the all the great benefits that are coming in with the opportunity over and above the crypto opportunity to be paid on and pay in whatever the situation may be. There's so much opportunity with God backup here. And unfortunately, so many people are very short-sighted and they can't see past the challenges or limitations that are seeing. They don't see the big picture. And at the end of the day, the folks that will succeed in prospecting are the ones that are sticking around. If you're prospecting and 2 weeks later, a month later, 3 months later, you're pitching something else, and then you go back to them again, you're pitching something else, you go back to you're pitching something else, they don't want to have anything to do with you because they realize that you're not succeeding any of them. So these are very important things that you have to keep in mind as you are sharing and becoming attractive to this business. One thing that Tammy and I has a reputation is that we are consistent and we are like pillars, right? You wouldn't believe the calls we get. Everybody has a new deal every day, right? And for us, it's just another lead. That's the way we look at it. So at the end of the day, folks, is be consistent and keep showing up and keep sharing. And that's how you eventually will convert. Is there anything you want to say to me before we move on to the next one?
Yeah, attraction, magnetic attraction, like example for the fishing. If you put cheesecake on the end of the hook, because that's your favorite cheesecake, right? You're not going to attract the people. If you want to attract people, you got to put the right bait on the end of the hook, which is their interests, their likes, all that stuff. So it's all about relationship building and their desires. That's what you got to put on the end of your hook. Okay. So it's all in the numbers. Build your list, build your list. You hear this all the time, build your list. And I love Joel's presentation that he did on the email marketing system. And he says, when he first got started, they told him, build your list. And that's why he's so successful today. So add new people daily. Focus on potential high value prospects. Okay, so you want people that are interested and not you drag people across the finish line. Stop doing that because that's such a turnoff, right? There's so many people out there. There's lots of people that are looking. So go find the people that are high potential value.
Absolutely. I love this, Lou, is the money is in the list. That is so true. And I know Joel will underline that too, because that's how it all started. And folks, the team support system is very important. And we touched on that earlier. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but we have our live weekly presentation. Take advantage of those. And you need to follow up because someone says no today doesn't mean it's going to be no tomorrow. Circumstances may change. But if you maintain on a relationship and be patient and not try to shovel the business down their throat, you'll find that they may come back and says, what is this deal you were talking about? Right. I have some folks that were doing very, very well once upon a time. And now that interest rates are going crazy and inflation are going crazy, the revenue have changed completely. And now they're saying, you know what, I really like the price point of God Backup and how simple this is. And suddenly, whoop, the interest because I kept connection. I kept maintaining that relationship with them. Right. And third-party validation is absolutely critical. We've done training on that. We've done training on following up. We've done training on third-party validation. I recommend you go back to our board and you go to past recorded calls, or I think it says recorded calls or past calls, whatever. You click on that, you scroll down, you'll see some videos there, and there's a few of them because we're going to repeat them, and we're going to keep doing that because as times evolve, things change, and sometimes we need to tweak how we go about sharing some things on how we do about doing the business. As you know, things are very different from 2019 to today, right? When I say by very different is we've evolved in different ways to communicate with the general public. And third-party validation is very important to validate what you're saying. Because often when you speak to someone, when you talk, you're saying, my brother, my sister, nobody believes me, blah, blah, blah. Well, here's a solution to this problem is have a third party coming and validating what you just shared and validating you as a leader or as a person or as an associate or as a member in front of your prospect. It's amazing how things may just change just because a stranger told them how great you are, how great this opportunity is, and don't miss out on something like that. It's powerful. And third party validation is something that people lack. They don't use, they don't utilize. And that is very, very, very important.
Yeah, and it's all about building that winning team, right? Support, systems, duplication. You apply some of these things that you're learning today, if you apply some of them, you're going to see results. So you're going to start seeing that you're going to start attracting more and more people, more qualified people by following some of the things that we're sharing with you today. And get out of your comfort zone, you guys. That's how you win, is getting out of your comfort zone. I know comfort is comfortable, but I'm telling you, it's not in the end. If you want to win, if you want to grow, if you want to have the lifestyle you've always dreamed of, you got to get uncomfortable to be able to build this. All right. So have
Absolutely.
a fabulous Saturday and have a great weekend. And we'll see you next Saturday on the training. We'll be
Yes.
actually in Toronto then, Chris. We'll be back in Toronto
Yeah, it'll be a
with the
different
training.
background. This is my Florida background.
Yeah.
It'll be a
Yeah.
different background in
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah.
So listen, folks, again, happy Memorial Day to the US. And we will see you next Saturday. On Friday, we're going to be traveling and we're going to figure out who's going to be presenting on their behalf on Friday because we'll be in the plane. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope that you got some good value from this event. And again, folks, stay the course, stay focused. It is worth it. There's great things coming. We got back up.